I'd like to find out if you have any excursions suitable for families.
Hi, can I help you? I'd like to find out if you have any excursions suitable for families.
Sure. How about taking your family for a cruise?
Sure. How about taking for your family for a cruise? Sure. How about taking your family for a cruise?
Have a steamship that takes passengers out several times a day. It's
We have a steamship that takes passengers out several times a day.
over 100 years old.
That sounds.
It's over 100 years old. That sounds interesting. How long is the trip?
Interesting. How long is the trip?
About an hour and a half.
About an hour and a half. About an hour and a half.
Don't forget to take pictures of the mountains. They're
And don't forget to take pictures of the mountains.
all around you when you're on the boat, and they look
They're all around you when you are on the boat, and they look fantastic.
fantastic.
Okay. And I assume there's a cafe or something on board?
Sure.
Okay, and I assume. Okay, and I assume there's a cafe or something on board.
How old are your children?
Sure, how old are your children?
My daughter's 15 and my son's 7.
My daughter's 15 and my son's 7.
Right. Well, there are various things you can do once you've crossed the lake to make a day.
Right? Well, there are various things you can do once you've crossed the lake to make a day of it.
But one thing that's very popular is a visit
One thing that's very popular is a visit to the country farm.
to the country farm. You're met off the boat by the farmer.
You are met up the boat by the farmer and he'll take you to holding pens
He'll take you to the holding pens where the sheep are kept.
where the sheep are kept. Where the sheep are kept. Where the sheep are kept.
Children love feeding them.
Children love feeding them.
My son would love that. He really likes animals.
My son would love that. He really likes animals.
Well, there's also a 40-minute trek round the farm on a horse if you want.
Well, there's also a 40-minute trek round the farm on the horse. If he wants,
Do you think he'd manage it?
if he wants, do you think he'd manage it?
Hasn't done that before.
He hasn't done that before.
Sure, it's suitable for complete beginners.
Sure, it's suitable for complete beginners.
And again, visitors are
Oh, good. And again, visitors are welcome to explore the farm on their own,
welcome to explore the farm on their own, as long as they take care to close gates and so on.
as long as they take care to close gates and so on.
There are some very beautiful gardens along
There are some very beautiful gardens along the side of the lake, which also belong to the farm.
the side of the lake, which also belong to the farm. They'll be just at their best now.
They'll be just at their best now. They'll be just at their best now. Best now.
You could easily spend an hour or two there.
You could You could easily spend an hour or two there.
Okay, well, that all sounds good.
Okay, well, that all sounds good. Okay, well, that all sounds good.
And can we get lunch there?
And can we get lunch there?
You can.
You
and
can.
it's very good, though it's not
And it's very good.
included in the basic cost.
Though it's not including the basic cost.
You pay when you get there.
You pay when you get there.
So, is there anything else to do over on that side of the lake?
Right? So, is there anything else to do ever on that side of the lake?
Well, what you can do is take a bike over on.
Well, but you can do is take a bike over on the ship and then go on a sailing trip.
Ship and then go on a cycling trip. There's a trail there called the Back Road.
There's a trail there called the Back Road.
You could easily spend 3 or 4 hours exploring it.
You could easily spend 3 or 4 hours exploring it,
The scenery's wonderful.
and the scenery is wonderful.
They'll give you a map when you get your ticket for the cruise.
They'll give you a map when you get your ticket for the cruise.
No extra charge.
There's no extra charge.
What's the trail like in terms of difficulty?
What's the trail like in terms of the difficulty? What's the trail like in terms of difficulty?
Quite challenging in places.
Quite challenging places. Quite challenging places.
It wouldn't be suitable for your 7-year-old.
It wouldn't be suitable for your 7-year-old.
Need someone who's got a bit more experience.
It needs someone who's got a bit more experience.
Well, my daughter loves cycling, and so do I.
Well, my daughter loves. Well, my daughter loves sailing, and so do I.
Maybe the two of us could go,
So maybe the two of us could go,
and my wife and son could stay on the farm.
and my wife and son could stay on the farm.
That might work out quite well,
That might work out quite well.
but we don't have bikes here.
But we don't have bikes here.
Is there somewhere we could rent them?
Is there somewhere we could rent them?
Yes, there's a place here in the city
Yes, there's a place here in the city.
called Ratchison.
It's called Ratchesons.
I'll just make a note of that.
I'll just make a note of that.
How do you spell it?
How do you spelling? How do you spelling?
Ratchesons.
H A-T-C-H R-A-T-C-H-E-S-O-N-S.
It's just by the cruise ship terminal.
It's just by the cruise ship terminal.
Okay.
Okay.
You'd also need to pick up a repair kit for the bike.
You also need to pick up a repair kit for the bike from there to take along with you.
To take along with you. And you'd need to take along a snack and some water.
And you need to take along a snack and some water.
It'd be best to get those in the city.
It's best to get those in the city.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Fine, that shouldn't be a problem.
And I assume I can rent a helmet from the bike place.
And I assume I can rent the helmet from the bike place, and I assume I can rent a helmet from the bike place.
Sure, you should definitely get that.
Sure, you could. Sure, you should definitely get that.
It's a great ride, but you want to be
It's a great ride, but you want to be well prepared because it's very remote.
well prepared because it's very remote. You won't see any shops around there.
It's a great ride, but you want to be well prepared because it's very remote. You won't see any shops around there
Or anywhere to stay.
or anywhere to stay.
But you need to get back in time for the last boat.
Yeah.
So you need to get back in time for the last boat. Yes.
So, what sort of prices are we looking at here?
So what sort of prices are we looking at here?
Let's see.
Let's see that be one adult and one children
Be
for the
one adult
cruise
and
with
one
farm
child for the
tour.
cruise with farm tour.
Let's see that be one adult and one child for the cruise with farm tour.
That's $117.
That's $117.
An adult and a child for the cruise only, so that's $214 altogether. Oh, wait a minute.
And an adult and a child for the cruise only, so that's $254 altogether. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute.
How old did you say your daughter was?
How old did you say your daughter was? 15.
Then I'm afraid it's $267.
Then I'm afraid it's $267. Then I'm afraid it's $267
Because she has to pay the adult fare.
because he had to pay the other fare,
Which is $75 instead of
which is $75 instead of the trial fare, which is $22, which is 75 instead of the trial fare, which is $22. Sorry about that.
child fare, which is $22. Sorry about that.